Most jiu-jitsu guys think solo drills are pointless until they get thrown on their back by a judoka who's been grinding solo uchikomi all month. Here's why solo judo training makes you 10 times deadlier. Judokas, comment down below which is your favorite solo drill. And BJJ guys, I want you guys to comment as well which solo drill or exercise do you wish where you could do better. A lot of the training methods that I'm going to share in this video are all found in my Judoka Ascension 101 coaching program. So if you're interested in leveling up your judo, book a free call. Links are in the description. So first of all, let's go over the differences between judo and jiu-jitsu. So judo is more stand-up focused, meaning more takedown, and judo throws, same thing, focused, right? What I love about judo is the class. Such technique, refinement, obsession. And me, myself, I have the privilege of training at a very competitive dojo and with one of the US's top prodigies in the 90 kg category. And after I practice with this dude, we usually drill like throws onto crash mat and combos. And my technique just gets better. We're just form and technique obsessed, and judo's all about beautiful technique, different from wrestling, which is more strength. Now jiu-jitsu is more ground focused, so I'm talking about submissions, chokes, arm locks, knee locks, etc. Takedowns are minimal, however it's still a destructive martial art which can save you from most fights because they do end up on the ground almost every time. So that will give you the advantage, whether it's like a self-defense scenario, MMA, whatever. So the first time I went to a BJJ dojo was at a 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu club, and my friend actually invited me. And for those of you who don't know, this club, at least the one I went to, trained in no gi. So I'm used to fighting with gi, judo, right? I'm a judoka, and we fight with gis. So at the end, when we did live sparring, we did some rolling. I threw most of the guys no problem, but once we were on the ground, it was a challenge. What they do have in common is a mix of both. Jiu-jitsu was actually born from judo. They're both grappling arts. You always start a fight standing up and you take them down to the ground and you finish with an arm lock. So that's like a mix of judo and jiu-jitsu. And you do both. It's just judo's more takedown focused, jiu-jitsu is more submission, ground game focused. Now, on to the solo training differences. As a judoka myself, I use 3 different categories to my solo training. So the number one is using a grappling dummy. By the way, all the links to the ones I recommend are in the description. With this dummy, I just focus on my 2 to 3 throws that I use in a fight anyways. So for me right now, I'm really focusing on my uchimata. So I just drill that throw like crazy, and also some hip throws as well. Up to 25 to 100 times even if I have a lot of time. And I just notice my throws just get better and better and better, and I notice I pick up on little nuances and details that make the throw better. When I go to the dojo and I'm actually doing sparring, I notice how I'm actually landing more throws. Number 2 would be training with elastic bands. So the benefit of this is mobility. You understand the rotation, footwork, loosening up, not fighting super tense, because that's when you get injured and you lose and you just look like an idiot fighting when you're tense. So doing those 2 really help me. And then lastly would be shadow work. Again, this helps with loosening up and feeling like a real martial artist, just getting used to going with the flow. And combining all these 3 times a week, this is what really, really has brought my judo to the next level. Now with jiu-jitsu, I personally have never really done newaza drills at home. You can still train with the dummy. The kneeling dummies or whatever, like the ones that you can be in guard and practice your chokes, your arm locks, or triangle chokes. So for that, you can actually do it really well. But honestly, I would buy that dummy and also like a standing dummy so you could work on your takedowns and then right to submission, because most jiu-jitsu fights, you start standing. So what do you want to do? Just pull guard all the time? No, you might as well mix some elements into judo solo training with a standing grappling dummy into your jiu-jitsu work, and then work on your submissions, your rolls. You can do this drill that I'm doing against the wall here to, work on hip mobility and stuff, and this will really help you shrimp around and stuff. And then number 2 would be shadow work. You could do some shadow work for jiu-jitsu too, because jiu-jitsu, same thing. You got to be light, you got to be in a flow state, you got to be loose. Being tense for any martial art will never help. So my last thoughts here, I think if you solo train in a judo-oriented way, meaning you focus on movement and specific work on a dummy, like throwing and then going right to a pin or an arm lock, especially for the jiu-jitsu guys, and also judo guys, especially the ones who want to work more on the newaza, it can really be far more effective than just jiu-jitsu solo training. For my judo guys, keep doing what you're doing if it's working, if you're good and you're happy with what you're doing. And my advice for both jiu-jitsu guys and judo guys who aren't happy with where they are at in their fighting level, it really comes down to a couple of things. Time constraints, lack of time on the mat, and losing sharpness because of your inconsistency. Maybe you're a busy professional, you don't know how to structure your routine. But hey, here's the thing, like, these are all excuses. If being a good grappler, judoka, or jiu-jitsu guy is part of your identity, this is something that I lost. Because throughout 2021 into 2022, I just abandoned judo and I decided to pursue women, which is so stupid. And I felt guilty deep down. I felt like I had an innate desire because I felt like deep down I'm a warrior. Like, I don't know, my ancestors were on the battlefield or something. But I just slowly started coming back to judo, and then I just felt so stupid for like not at least training 15 to 20 minutes on my own at home every day or every other day. Who can't do that for 15 minutes a day? You know, like I said, working on my throws with a dummy, or something as little as like a hit workout with the elastic bands. And thanks to me making those excuses and not incorporating this structure, I plateaued for like a year or two. So don't be like me. You can train for 15 minutes every day or every other day, no matter what. So buy yourself a grappling dummy, get any kind of resistance band, maybe a mat, a foldable one, put it in your garage or in your backyard and get to work. Everybody can really up their game with solo training. Plus you're getting some mat time as well, so you could put into play everything you're working on at home on the mat. So if you need help with this, if you are missing mat time, you have lack of structure, you know, you're really busy, you're just stressed out, but deep down, like, you really want to get better at your judo, this is something that I help my clients with. I have a one-on-one coaching program where we structure customized training programs to improve your throws at home. We also give you specific advice of how to apply that at the dojo to get you to that super advanced judo level, so you can start throwing more people, whether it's for jiu-jitsu guys, wrestlers, MMA guys, judokas, self-defense, whatever. So you can get a hold of me on my Instagram, link is in the description. You can also straight up book a free call. The link is also in the description. See you guys in the next video.